Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a big and furry bovine. We're meanwhile waiting to put up the link so that everybody along Twitter can find our link. And that's what I'm doing right this moment. And bam, it is. I sound like Emerald. Bam!
Bam!
Bam! I ruined another fucking meal. Bam! All right.
My secret sauce, Zatarans.
Yeah, bam. Yeah. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of fucking cayenne pepper in this. Yeah.
Wait,
But it's
not hot sauce?
lemonade. Emerald, it's lemonade. Bam! You know, it's just indiscriminate bamming. Well, you know, it's very interesting, you know, how shows sometimes, I apologize for my hair, but, you know, let's be honest. If you're looking at the hosts on Fox News and CNN, their hair's getting longer, too.
I would say get your hair cut, but you can't.
I can't. Exactly right. I'm going to have to start using pomade.
Oh, come on. You got a woman in your goddamn house. You could get your hair cut.
I'm trying to convince him to let me give him cornrows. He's not going for it.
Break out the bowl, Roxanne.
Shit, I don't want no cornrows. Shit.
I could probably pull it off right now with how long it is.
Honestly, Brian,
if you
I don't know where you live and what your problem is, but if you have a woman in the house, you're not even concerning yourself during coronavirus with getting your hair cut. There are far many other bonuses, like we talk sports. Rox and I talk sports. Oh.
I'm sure you guys debate the merits of the 1980
She listens sports.
No,
Rox
we
is the guest attendee for the Browns draft room. Tie-breaking pick. Rox. She'll make the tiebreaker choice.
Oh, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, at so many subjects, we're in and out and in
I
and
like
out.
his
and in and
college
out.
jersey
So many
better.
subjects.
Let's draft him. His jersey looks cooler. I like the red on that jersey. We're gonna draft that guy.
Yeah,
You're
nice
pointing
little
at
highlight
Manziel. We're not
photo,
going
too.
through that again. No.
You know, I'm going to start out the show today with an email that I received, and this will all tie into the program in one way or another. This is from a person I know quite well, who is very involved in Wall Street. He lives on Wall Street, lingers long on Wall Street. All right. This is, he said, the last few conversations I've had over the past 2 days. 1, an entrepreneur raising money for unique investment strategies and growth industries that have been beaten down during this recent period. Number 2, an entrepreneur building a CBD extraction process using a very low cost method that will allow him to wholesale to distributors. 3, an entrepreneur developing interactive online education programs for corporations and universities in case we continue in shutdown mode for a while. And 4th, an entrepreneur developing an online program where students could learn trading and investment from home with structured courses taught by finance experts, class discussions, and simulated trading with options for college credit. 5th, an entrepreneur raising money to take it up the ass from as many people as he humanly can and get 67 loads dumped on his face. No, that was my own number 5. Then this final line, which got me to set up this entire program today.
I didn't know Chuck Schumer was a entrepreneur.
Nice to see people innovating during times of turmoil. It's a great time of opportunity for those in the right mindset. Now, I wanted to point out, you know, a lot of people say they're free market capitalists, and I know, Brian, you're one of them. And not that I have anything against capitalism. I really don't. I actually worked for a living and created something and supported employees and did all kinds of things rather than just day trading and masturbating in front of a screen all day, where I was the only one enriched and it affected nobody else. That's one thing that irritates me. But to suggest that this is a time of great opportunity for those who are in the right mindset, I want to ask a question. If the entrepreneurs couldn't raise the money, what would become of their ideas? they themselves would just roll themselves a big fatty and get the CBD into their system in another way that would be maybe slightly less efficient for their pocketbooks. I have a problem with this, a really deep, resonating problem with this. What mindset do you have right now if you have no job, no money, and you're one of the 6.8 million people who have filed for unemployment in America? Do you think it's because your head is screwed on the wrong way?
Well,
I just shake. Go ahead, Brian.
Like I said, Home Depot is one of the few companies that's actually going out of their way to take extra good care of their fucking people. My mom got paid today. She not only is getting $100 bonus per week in her paycheck, so that's an instant $200. They're allowing her to work almost 60 hours a week. So, and paying her double time for on the overtime.
But this has nothing to do with her mindset. I mean, well, I guess what bothers me, and I'm happy for your mother, and it's fine that Home Depot has a policy. I got no problem with that. But what bothers me is this ivory tower attitude of people that says, what a great time this is. All you need to be an entrepreneur is to be able to raise capital at will and go ahead and give it a shot and see how it goes. And that's not true
You're describing Washington fucking DC in a nutshell.
No, what I'm describing is what has become
unlimited fucking money printing, and hey, whatever we do with it, who cares?
Well, it's not capitalism.
My little corner of the world got paid.
Yeah,
so I don't give a shit. I built an airport just so that I can fly back and forth to my fucking district.
And that's
in the middle
of
nowhere, Pennsylvania.
It's not free market capitalism. Yeah. What it is
elitism.
It's elitism. That's what it is. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing athletes kind of say they're donating money for testing and stuff, but the people who make their shoes are being laid off at Nike and Adidas and everything. Why don't they pay them? The athletes who are still making money on Instagram Live, getting donations. Why doesn't that go to the people getting laid off at the shoe companies?
Better yet, go to China and visit the goddamn factories where they have the catch nets of people fucking jumping off the goddamn building. Oh, wait, that's Apple. But same damn difference.
Yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous.
The government's doing them no favors right now. Did you know that if you take a voluntary leave of absence from your job, you are eligible for unemployment, where you would make more if you are currently at $17 or less an hour, you would make more per hour per week on unemployment than you would actually going to work. Yep.
Well, and again, without making this a political conversation, I wanted to tie this directly into athletics because we do that around here, but I think that you'll understand when people take themselves far too seriously, and when people have what I call the ivory tower view of everything, and they don't recognize people's suffering, and they're only interested in the almighty dollar at the end of the day, we end up with all kinds of crazy things. Here's Ohio State athletic director Gene Smith. If it's not safe for fans to gather, then why for athletes? Like Gene Smith really cares about the athletes, right?
He only had 2 scandals, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and survived both somehow.
Just fucking unbelievable. I mean, and I'm reading this stuff and I'm saying, well, LeBron's comment then jumped into my head, which was, no, I don't think I can't see myself playing without fans being there, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to bring up when he was puffing on China's dick.
No, I'm going to bring up this notion that people have, that there, would be there would be no fans, without the sports being there, and that the sports being there are somehow doing us this incredible favor. And look what they're doing for us. My goodness, without sports, what would we be? I look at it differently. I say it's the other way around. Without fans, there would be no sports. They need the fans. LeBron needs fans to watch him so he can be bathed in adulation. The owners need the fans so they can make their millions of dollars in the NFL and allow the players to get brain damage. But you know something? And it's something people eventually have to figure out. And I don't think they probably ever will, because they're all whining and complaining. Oh, when's the season going to start? What are we going to do? And I'm reading these crazy ideas that Major League Baseball is throwing around. I mean, here's the latest. You're going to love this. How about the Yankees and the Phillies being divisional rivals for the season, or the Red Sox and the Braves, or the Los Angeles Dodgers and Cleveland Indians? Assessing myriad proposals, Major League Baseball is discussing a radical plan that would eliminate the traditional American and National Leagues for 2020. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity because the proposal is one of several being discussed. The plan would have all 30 teams returning to their spring training sites in Florida and Arizona. Oh, joy to the world, all the boys and girls. And to the fishes in the deep blue sea, yes, joy for you and me. Playing regular season games only in those two states and without fans, in an effort to reduce travel and minimize risk in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. The divisions would be realigned based on the geography of the homes of spring training for those teams. So here's a look at one possible realignment structure. The Grapefruit League would be the Yankees, the Phillies, the Blue Jays, the Tigers, and the Pirates. I could go on with this nonsense, but the bottom line is that going on without fans is just, they got to get their money at the end of the day. But what I want to tell everybody who's listening to the program is there is no money in it without us. The fans are the ones who support the game. We're the ones who buy the jerseys, who pay for the tickets, that lived in the house that Jack built. We're the ones who pay the bills. And what do the athletes get? Millions of dollars and the nerve of Tom Brady. This show could end up a whole lot uglier than what it currently is. But I'm a little bit amazed that, and I'm going to come right out and say that I wish Tom Brady gets hurt this year. Tom Brady is going to make the Buccaneers a Super Bowl team. Look at the betting odds, right? Hope springs eternal from the fans. But do you think that's why Tom Brady's in it? Fuck no. He's seeking trademarks for Tampa Bay and Tampa Brady. Let me tell you something. I live an hour south of where, actually, I only live about 48 minutes south of where the Buccaneers play. We don't give a fuck about you, Tom Brady. Nobody down here gives a fuck about you. Really, you could die and we wouldn't care. Tampa Bay. Suck my dick. Tampa Brady.
Yeah.
Where in the fuck were you?
At least
well, you were just piling
it.
up your hardware in New England. You know, where was your love for Tampa then?
Vacations, you know.
You're right.
The occasional Super Bowl site.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least Dwayne Wade earned his county, Wade County. He was there forever, and he loves it there. He lives there, and he'll stay there. So
Yeah.
they named a county after him and gave him the city key because he is that city, and he deserves it. But Brady, I don't know.
This is the ultimate hubris. If this were a Greek tragedy, he'd be trademarking Tampa Bay, and in the cathartic scene, all right, we're going Greek tragedy on your ass today on Moohead Radio. He'd break his leg in the first fucking game and he'd never play ever again. This is hubris of the highest order. I mean, the fans are going to see an increase in everything. They're going to pay more for their food at the stadium. They're going to pay more for parking. Everything's going to go up and the fans are going to support it. And Tom Brady's worried about, no, along with my guaranteed contract after by playing, I'm 43 fucking years old and I've played forever and I have more money than God and God, the fish almighty, put together. And he's trademarking things. Gotta beat those guys who are making t-shirts. Yeah, go ahead.
I will say, when he joked that Breeze should make Drew Orleans, I'm like, that actually does sound good. And he's been there long enough to actually do that. So he should trademark Drew Orleans and have shirts sold separately outside the stadium. That is smart for Drew Brees.
But you know what's amazing about it? And I have nothing against Drew Brees. And I have nothing against the New Orleans Saints. Nothing against them at all. But New Orleans isn't Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a guy who just played for X number of years in New Orleans. New Orleans is the birthplace of jazz. New Orleans is the French Quarter. And New Orleans is a gazillion and one things way beyond Drew Brees. And Tampa is, it's only fair. Tampa is a retirement destination and Tom Brady is very close to just moving in for good in an assisted living area.
The most he's been in Tampa is driving through Tampa to the coast. The legit coast. I mean, I don't think he's ever stopped there once.
But my point in all of this is to say that it is the shitball that rolls downhill and the fans are at the bottom of the hill. The owners get the big money, the players get brain damage, but the players who are the best taken care of players make millions and millions of dollars and then try to find ways. And it's no wonder. And I'm going to say something, and don't get mad at me. Tom Brady has said that he has a personal relationship with Donald Trump, and I believe him. Now I really believe him. Narcissistic prick, Tampa Bay.
You're just discovering the narcissism now? Where were you 15 years ago?
I mean, it's really hard for me to relate to the email that I received, because if people really were serious and united, they would just club to death all of these Wall Street people who are doing nothing for their country, nothing for the economy, producing nothing, producing no viable lifestyle for the millions and millions of people. 327 million people live in this country. And the bottom line is that one goddamn virus is putting 6.8 million requests for unemployment in, and people are being furloughed. I mean, they're fucking fired. Can't we even speak the language anymore?
No, because that's too insensitive.
Furloughed. I've never heard such nonsense before. And, you know.
Well, I have, but as a military fucking term.
Yeah. I mean, and taking, you know, thank you for your service. You've been furloughed. I mean, it's nuts. You know, we can't even speak.
Well, in the military, it's like a fucking vacation. You finally you work to get the furlough.
And now you can't work at all.
I kind of like the celebrity.
That's Beetle Bailey's ultimate goal. You know?
Yes, to be furloughed.
Yeah.
I kind of do love seeing the Hollywood celebrities complain about pay cuts, though, because they can't work.
Yeah, I mean,
it is hilarious. Thing. Like, you're in your little mansion. You have to take 3 months off from filming a movie. That's great. We feel bad for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cry.
they
With
start
a
crying,
you think
thread
that's
under
their-
each arm.
It's their best acting job yet.
Go sing a John Lennon song on social media to tell yourself it's okay, because we understand the problems of not getting that
But-
$2 million check every month.
Yeah, but Jake, you got to look at the property taxes and the other taxes in California that that now they're feeling the sting of. Before, when you could just make $10 million a picture and make 4 or 5 pictures in consecutive years, it don't fucking matter. When you have no paycheck for 3 or 4 years consecutive, now it's a big fucking problem. Because
Well,
you're
you
paying
don't
an
need
agent,
that
you're paying a
set-
manager, you're paying all these goddamn people, and Gavin Newsom is sucking you is sucking your wallet dry like a big fucking mosquito, and they don't like it.
Yeah, well, they don't need that 7-bedroom mansion when they're have 1 kid and they're married. So
Well-
I don't really feel bad. If their property
Move.
taxes are that bad, they don't need the property.
Moo, when you get a chance, will you post a link in chat?
Oh God, is it?
Steven.
It's the same link every time.
Hello, come in, Texas District.
Well, to touch on that, Gavin Newsom is a piece of shit. I mean, he worries more about canceling a UFC fight than he does hypodermic needles all over the streets of LA and people literally shitting in the streets of San Francisco. But hey, whatever.
Wasn't that a Carl Malden TV show?
Shitting in the
Yeah, the
streets,
streets
of
of San Francisco, yeah. How do you think Michael Douglas got his gray hair?
Yeah. Feces.
It's
and
amazing.
Fresno?
I can actually put in a link and make a joke at the same time. I got game. I do. I got game.
Were they going to have the UFC? Weren't they talking about having it on an island? Because I was going to suggest Alcatraz.
Well, Dana should still buy that island and call it Fight Island, because that's a genius move to buy a private island for the UFC and have a few events there.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chad, I want to ask WRX Chad in the chat room a question. If you live in a state that you have to have a marijuana card, which was another thing Carl Malden used to. No, that was American
Don't leave
Express.
home without it.
Yeah.
Right,
green
exactly.
Card. Green card, whatever.
It was more than just Omar Bradley, kids.
So how do you get edible weed product sales if you don't have a marijuana card? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
just-
Cheech and Chong on speed dial.
And Chad is saying I'm cooking dinner right now. I don't know how that's responsive to my question, but just curious. I mean, it's like I have a Visa, I have a MasterCard, but I have no idea how it works.
Oh, I think he was responding to Roxanne, actually.
Oh.
Because she
okay.
asked him if he was going to join the panel. He said, I'm cooking right then. So,
Yeah.
and
Well,
having seen what he's making on Twitter, go to town, Chad. Go to town.
is he doing good?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He operates in 17 states. Everyone is different. That's more states than Dr. Now operates in.
Not to be confused with Dr. No. Totally different thing.
Or Dr. Who.
I do a Dr. Now impression. We've been watching My 600-Pound Life, and I just want to say these people are as big as whales. They are bigger than whales. And I want to tell you, they come to Houston, and the gravity of Houston is going slowly into the ocean because of these fat people who are coming here. I'm not allowed to say fat. They've been furloughed to my office. Somebody make it stop, man.
Emphasis on load.
I just want it all to stop.
That's Tiger King's new shtick. He's going to herd 600-pound people around.
That's great. Ohio is actually allowing for delivery to patients. It's kind of like Amazon Prime for weed. That would be awesome. If I lived in Ohio, I can see the need. I can see the reason,
Your weed delivered by drone.
And then 2 blocks behind it be an ice cream truck. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't know why.
Complimentary bag of Cheetos with every purchase.
But to put
Doritos truck.
To put it all together, the fans are the ones who support everything. And if there are no fans, there are no sports. It's really just that simple. And I'm going to get Steven in here. I was making him wait because I was being a prick. But that's what you get from Cracker Jack. If I can get this thing to function, I don't know. It's not letting me do this. We'll try one more time. I'm sorry, but there's like a horrible lag. And no, I'm not seeing. Where'd he go?
I don't know.
It says there are steps. Oh, okay. Here we go. I can get him now. I got to beam him up. I got to be like Scotty.
Energize.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Promote to panelist. Here comes Mr. Bill's dog. Okay. He should be now officially a panelist.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So just pointing out that with this whole notion of there, you know, that the fans are there to give adulation to the athletes. And it's like, you're damn straight. LeBron wouldn't be LeBron. LeBron would be flipping burgers. And that's more than a notion, LeBron. Yeah. If it weren't for the fans, okay? Yes, you worked hard, but without the fans, that's the coal that stokes the engine. It doesn't go anywhere without people putting money into this thing. That's part of the business model. And it's really annoying to me when it's like, oh, you know, we're going to figure out a way to do this. Ask Vince McMahon, my good buddy. Oh, my friend Vince.
The XFL, bye-bye.
It didn't happen again, did it? You fucking conservative right-wing piece of shit. Body slam.
And Mr. Moohead, I heard they were considering playing NBA games on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean.
Only if they don't load the people who are positive off.
And then they're saying with constant vaccination. And then Stephen A. Smith said, well, what about the rest of the public that needs their share? So you guys are just going to take most of it?
I mean,
I'll bet they choose Carnival.
Yeah, they're going to go with Carnival. They'll be in the middle of the Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, I heard, playing
NBA, Carnival.
Hey, imagine this, Mr. Moohead. They're airing an NBA game live in the Pacific Ocean out in the middle of nowhere, and this storm comes out of nowhere with these waves, and the players start rolling back and forth.
No, better yet, if it were just like Titanic. Hold on, Jack! Hold on, Jack!
Yeah, if I see video of fucking Kyrie Irving floating on a grand piano in the middle.
You know, I'm not going to lie, Mr. Moohead, I would get a little entertainment out of that if they started rolling back and forth and the ship was the rock during the middle of the second quarter.
Oh, my God.
You start hearing Celine Dion, get the hell off that ship now.
Exactly right. Oh, go ahead, Rox.
Wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on.
Now the Hughes
Mr.
Corporation
Moohead,
will now perform Rock the Boat.
And I think coronavirus would be the last thing they'd be worried about at that point.
Rocks the boat?
Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
70s flashback.
Don't tip the boat over. Who sang it? Who
Hughes
sang
Corporation.
it? Yeah, the
Oh,
Hughes
God,
Corporation.
Yeah, his shirt collar is about as wide as a Canadian football field, for God's sake.
Yeah.
60 yards long.
One hit wonder. I'm Casey Kasem.
If that thing that starts rocking, is the ship name going to be the Casbah?
Oh, very good. Who sang it?
Oh, shit.
Clash.
Who did sing that song?
The Clash.
Yep.
Rock the Casbah, rock
Or
the
they
Casbah.
just rename it. I know. Forget Carnival Cruise. Edmund Fitzgerald.
I'll
I'll bet that'll be the last game of the season.
Now, you know, I don't
Only
want
if you
Rox
get
ever
Gardner.
to do a punk song, again, urban style, but you are allowed to sing the Wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald. Go ahead, Rox.
Oh,
Hey, Mr. Moohead, did you hear
Yes.
they're gonna? I know UFC canceled their next fight, but Dana White said they were supposed to have it on a private island.
Hey, little buddy.
We
Like
did talk about that.
Castaway. Imagine Dana White and Castaway. With the UFC, they're
Wilson!
stuck there on the island.
Oh, I think he's still buying the island. It's right off Anaheim. He can host an event there, build a stadium, and he could really make it a scene and have his own event.
That's got to be fucking Catalina then, because they already have an amphitheater on the island.
You know, that could work for UFC. Maybe the NBA can do that.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's actually a smart move financially. It's just you can't have a fight in California right now because they're not going to sanction it. So
How's he gonna get there by the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria?
No,
They'll just make it
he'll just
carnival.
Well, this
buy
would
a
be for the
goddamn
ESPN
ferry. They're not
execs,
doing
right?
anything.
The NBA is going to pick them up in their carnival ship since they're hosting games on the ship anyway. They'll just pick Dana White up and drive them out.
UFC 250 boats and hose.
Yeah.
Now, here's the beauty of the XFL.
Captained by Alan Hale and Gilligan.
So the XFL conducts a 10-minute conference call to inform their employees of, oh, by the way, we don't exist anymore. Thanks, Vince. Commissioner Oliver Luck, hired in 2018 to guide the most ambitious spring football league in decades, did not speak on the call, and it wasn't even immediately clear if he's still with the league.
No, he's long gone.
Yeah, I know. It's another Montreal screw job.
Well, Mr. Moorhead, at least the positive is PJ Walker, our quarterback, got signed to the Panthers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. He got signed to the Panthers.
Well, that's wonderful. And you must be thrilled. Brandon Cooks is now a Texan.
Yeah.
that replaces DeAndre Hopkins right there.
Yeah, who you traded for a fucking bucket of footballs.
Yeah.
That's actually a great deal because he's a much cheaper option too.
And we got Randall Cobb too. So
Randall Tex Cobb?
Ex Cobb. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You might bring Clowney back too.
Ooh.
No one else wants him.
Hell, bring back David Carr while you're at it. Geez.
Andre Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
And Foster. All the above.
Now look at this. LaDainian Washington tweets upon the demise of the XFL, RIP, gone but never forgotten. I didn't even know what they were. I never watched a minute of a single game. They were gone before. I mean, geez.
They operated for less than a month. You realize that?
I mean,
literally less than a month.
I want a jersey that says, I hate him. This sucks. I mean, it's like, you know. And then PJ Walker writes in, before you get one win, you got to take 1,000 losses. No, I don't think that's the way it works, you know? Vince McMahon, if he goes back into football a third time, I want him to be the tackling dummy and be done with it.
Duct tape him to the post.
I mean, Vince would not pass the drug test, I don't think, with how he's rated up.
Yeah, if they have the XFL again in like 2 or 3 years, I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I'm just like, God, just get it over with.
And now the greedy NBA.
And now
people.
you understand what my initial reaction was about, Stephen.
And what was that? We're way too far down the road.
Because total apathy about the XFL coming into existence.
Yeah, he didn't want it to begin with. So I guess Brian's got a good point now. I guess we're all got a crow on him.
You know, but when you make a statement, Brian, to the effect of, so
Well,
now
it was basically
now you
directed
remember.
at just
Now
one
you
person.
remember. It's like that implies that we were paying attention the first time. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just busting chops today. It's that kind of show. I don't know what to say. It's everything is half-assed backwards, and the cart is before the horse, and the fans are the ones who have to pay the money, but they're the ones who aren't working. And it's a great time to be alive, and great opportunities abound to make all kinds of money if you're an entrepreneur. And it is the 1% expressing their gratitude and the 99% who are going to be, well, it's really going to be probably the 90% that will really be suffering.
Yeah.
And there are people who live in my neighborhood in Florida, and these people are not poor folks.
Yeah.
But their houses are going to be put up for sale.
Oh yeah.
They can't afford to stay. this is going to impact so many people. You have no idea.
16 million are on unemployment. 16 million already.
There's here in Minneapolis, the landlords aren't, of course, they're not, they're asshole landlords. They're not giving you any breaks. I mean, my rent was due and I was threatened with future penalties. They can't do it now temporarily because of the CARES Act, but I was threatened, if you don't make your payment on time, we will down the line screw you financially.
Yeah, eviction. They get the eviction process takes a year, but still it's a pain in the ass.
Well, what's happening here at my club is unbelievable. It's like, it's dangerous. All right. It's dangerous to be, I'm not a big time golfer. I'm dangerous with a golf club. And I don't mean when I'm going after people with them. I mean, when I'm hitting a ball and hitting people's homes with my golf ball, I'm dangerous. I'm a lousy golfer. So I stopped golfing because it's like, who's going to trust that they are going to completely sanitize a golf cart? Not me, said the flea. I'm not going for that.
Golf clubs are still open down there in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
Up here,
still
they
open here and
proposed-
there. They're still open here in Arizona too.
Ron DeSantis, the moron governor of this state, had the beaches open here just a matter of 2 weeks ago. I mean, the guy's a schmuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an essential business. Now, why a golf course is an essential business, I have no idea.
But what sucks is, Mr. Moulet, when they close all these businesses down, whether it's restaurants or stuff, it's all the smaller people that are living paycheck to paycheck, if that are going to lose out. Like those people making those decisions, they're not losing anything out of this.
But here's the thing that really amazed me. It's like, where is America's sense of sacrifice? All right. And I mean, you got members of the club here, and what they've done is they've cut back the number of tee times, only one rider per cart. And so really it's, I mean, it's down to the point where there are so few tee times. And then the other thing they did, which I thought was detestable, was people down here in Florida, there's ways you can do it. One is if you just have a general, a membership, and 2 weeks out, you can reserve tee times. But the other way is to have not the THC that Chad is used to, but the take home cart. Okay, that's what THC stands for in a retirement community, at least in the old days. Now it's both. And so you have your own cart, and you pay the club for the privilege to have your own cart. So what they've done is they've carved out the middle of the golf schedule, and it's all dedicated to people who have take-home carts. So anybody who's paying dues to play golf shows up is like, no, we don't got a fucking cart for you. You don't have a cart of your own. So I'm sorry, you can't play golf. I look at it and say, thank you, sir, may I have another, because I don't want to be on a golf course with a bunch of infected motherfuckers. And so I don't want to have anything to do with it. But these people, you know what they're doing? They're saying, we want our dues reduced.
Yeah.
We don't want to pay. And so now we have a war between the members of the club and the owners of the club, and the owners won't bend because it's like, we're doing everything we can to keep the amenities up and running. And 3/4 of the people who want to golf can't golf. They say, well, we can't get out on the amenity and we don't want to pay for it. And it's like, just shut the fuck up, everybody, and go inside. You're giving me a headache. Stop already. You children, get off my yard.
That's what happens at the country clubs. We got a golf country club over here too.
Yeah, they had proposed something up here where it was 2 people for cart. It was you 30 minutes between tee times every day, maximum of 5 people in the clubhouse at once. And then I don't know if, fucking some stupid people fucking pressured them, but now they won't open golf courses at all.
Yeah, they just closed all the public parks today. So like any exercise you want to get the trail, you're not gonna be able to do it. It's just like, this is like, the virus is not gonna spread at your park. Cause I've been to the park at night before they closed it, and I'm the only one there. And during the day, it's like no more than 5-6 people. And so basically they just closed down with like little normal sanity you have left.
No, I mean, Rox
Steven Rose, one-man polluter.
Rox and I were driving by the coast, right? And you got to understand, she's been landlocked for so many years that the idea of seeing the ocean, when you're from Oklahoma, seeing the ocean is a big deal. And actually, I wanted to take her to the ocean so that she could free Willy.
Oh, come on. We all know you
Jesus
wanted to take her
Christ.
to the ocean
Hey,
just
Willy.
so you could drown her.
No, free Willy, but it didn't happen. But it's that we were trying to get a glimpse of the beach because it's not easy from the road. But there are people on the fucking beach. They're not supposed to be out there. I mean, where is the sense of sacrifice for the betterment of society? It's just not there.
Where's
the
Roy
sad part
Scheider
is,
when you need him?
sad part is they're going to start finding those people, and then all of a sudden you're going to get a fine for walking Topaz to Wolf down the road, and it's just a snowball effect.
Nah, you just got a chopper.
There
You get
ought
a
to be
chopper
a
over the
lot,
beach
yeah.
and you disperse people. That's easy. I'm serious. You know, it's like, wait, I'll do the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
You're down there. Get the fuck out from under the cabana.
All right, Moohead, what's the traffic situation downtown Tampa?
Our traffic report brought to you by
Yeah.
Shakey's Pizza.
Hey, Mr. Willy,
Lady
can
on
I
a
ask you
walker
something?
quickly getting away.
I saw somebody walking their chihuahua. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you see the NBA being able to finish this season off, or they're just going to have to
Nope.
cancel it?
Nah, I mean, what, and you know, the thing that goes with it that's even funnier is like, they're latching on to whatever they can latch onto. Here's the headline: LeBron may never win another championship, ESPN analyst says.
Oh, God.
This is really,
He has a better chance of catching the coronavirus than seeing the NBA season occurring again.
Because at his age, of course, Anthony Davis is an anchor, Jalen Rose said on Get Up. That sounds like a Viagra sponsor show.
So you're thinking of
Next
getting up.
episode of virtual arm wrestling contest.
But then
That's
all of
why
a
you-
sudden you look deeper on the roster, they don't have long-term situations with the Lakers, these other players, you know. And then Jalen Rose went on to say, not only do I think LeBron won't win another championship, he'll get a rope, he'll hang himself and die.
Jesus.
And I mean, this is the kind of stupidity, folks, that it's like, what makes you so sure that if LeBron doesn't have to play again this year and he rests up, it's that much less mileage, and he'll come back next year and kick everyone's ass again, just to prove that he can.
Yep.
I mean, no, there should be no NBA season. There's no reason to do this. It's done. It's over with.
Maybe they should
finished.
just take the top four teams, the top four of the East and West, and just have a little small playoff. I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah, but I mean, you know what that's going to be like. It's going to be like what was it? The scab season in the NFL. Throw those records out. You know, nobody's going to take that as a championship.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, just forget about it. It's done. All of us are sacrificing things that are done. Millions of people are sacrificed their jobs, having been furloughed, and you know, the least they can do is just say that's the end of the season. Everyone's got to sacrifice in this environment.
Whoever has the best record is a champion. That's the Bucks. Just give it to them and just get it over with.
I mean, to me, it's like, what's the big deal? Just cancel the season and
Or just have a simulation on NBA 2K and just have all the teams finish off.
Actually, you should have the best 2K player on each playoff team just play.
Yeah.
One game series. And it's
Well,
going to be a
shit, that's
2K
what the-
championship.
That's what NASCAR's been doing.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You've been watching that on Fox Sports. They've got their regular races now. Those are postponed for, well, obvious reasons. They're actually there's this thing called iRacing. You get a little wheel and foot pedals set up there and you race on a computer.
Oh.
And all the main guys have been doing that. It's been televised every week. It's actually kind of
Yeah, and somebody just lost their fucking sponsorship for quitting in the middle of a race.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fucking funny. Bubba Wallace.
Yes.
That was the guy's name. Lost his fucking main sponsorship to
Yep.
his actual car for quitting in the middle of a virtual race.
Was it a Wi-Fi sponsorship? That'd be pretty ironic.
What?
If it was a Wi-Fi sponsorship, that'd be pretty ironic.
Yeah.
Like,
I
his
don't-
Wi-Fi
I
kicked
don't
out as
remember
his main
which-
sponsor.
Bubba Wallace
Laughing
is
Cloud
black
malt
too.
liquor. Like
Well,
Ricky
wait a minute
Bobby.
here. I have breaking news.
Okay.
Tony? Tony?
The elephant.
You're not going to give me my breaking news intro?
Oh. Around the world and up your street, it's breaking news on Moohead Radio.
Hey, you did that better than I do it. I'm just going to let you do it from here on in.
I think you found your calling, Tony.
NBA to resume the season and LeBron
Sound
James'
bites on
backyard.
Moohead Radio. Yeah.
This airline gig doesn't work out.
For 15
Yeah,
people on a Friday afternoon.
Booth announcer. All right, here's your headline. This is a big story, a big breaking story. Rebecca Black said she has made a conscious decision to not come out, but that's not stopping the singer from
Well, is
talking
she
about
old
her
enough to
sexuality.
never
That's
mind.
right. A recent appearance on Dating Straight podcast, Rebecca Black talked to the co-host of the show about her recent breakup with a woman, about why she's sharing this to everyone now. People started asking. I stopped not responding. I'm still in the process, it feels like. She had more to say, though.
Of course she did.
She
When
was
asked
getting
how
down
she
on Fridays,
identified-
apparently.
Well, she came out on Friday. That's exactly right. Could have come out on Sunday, which is 2 days after. Forget it. I forget how the math
I
works.
wonder how that became news though, because like
She don't
that's
want this
normal
weekend
nowadays.
to end.
This where we queue up AC/DC? Back in black?
Oh
I mean,
my God.
There's some respect for like a
Oh, if this
12-year-old
ends up
girl
on a black
surviving that
syndrome,
backlash
that's-
for an internet video, right? Can we give her some respect for the backlash that video gave her, and she came out relatively normal?
Relatively. When asked how she identifies, Rebecca told the co-host that she's had lots of conversations with herself and her family about that. And here's her quote. "To me, the word queer feels really nice," Black said. "I've dated a lot of types of people and I just don't really know what the future holds. Some days I feel a little more on the gay side than others."
Isn't that like gonna be something that's actually like seen as a bad thing to say for the people she's trying to?
Now, I'm
like her?
saying, and you're wrong answer. Wrong answer. I mean, it's like I feel a little bit more on the gay side today. And tomorrow, which is Saturday, which is the day after Friday,
Well,
she'll
is it
gonna be
want it
fluid
in
next?
the back front seat, want it in the back seat. Yeah.
Yeah, is it gonna be like now I'm fluid or something when it's more popular to be that?
I don't know. I mean, it's like being more on the gay side. It's like, now I'm kind of a hard dick and cider kind of person today,
Gotta
I'm
have
thirsty and I
Bob
want a
Gotta have
hard
cereal.
dick and cider. Yeah. But she says she's now taking a break from dating because she's as confused about her sex life as she was about her recording career. Some things just never change.
So she went on a show or podcast as an irrelevant person to say, I'm going to be irrelevant again.
Basically. And, I thought coming out was something that was a big deal and they put you in the parade, but Rebecca is not even remembered.
Doesn't know the route.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I mean, Dick Sargent got on Bewitched because Dick York, couldn't do it anymore. And it's like they put him in the parade, and he was the second Darren. But I mean, Rebecca Black, one reviled song that went viral.
There was a really funny bit in The Last Boy Scout where the gay guy was talking about that. You just can't change dicks midstream.
Do you think it's going to be inappropriate in the future to say things went viral? I just said it. And I said, I shouldn't say that because there's,
I know there was a video game delayed because The Last of Us 2 is a series based on a pandemic that kills Americans. They had to delay the game for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the way I look at it, could you imagine going up to the mother of somebody who passed away of COVID-19 and say, I heard your daughter went viral last week? It's not appropriate and it's way too soon. Way too soon. Look at Rock. She has that too soon look on her face. I don't know. We got to, Rock, get on full screen, give you the too soon look.
Oh, wait.
You got to say something. You got to say something.
I know it's hard to say something and give
Say
it too soon. Look at
something.
this. Oh, man, you stole my thunder. Let's see. Too soon. Too soon. Too soon.
That's the judgmental look. Folks. That's what you get.
Well,
Man.
at least it wasn't the piranha trying to do it.
Oh, wait. You've invoked the name, and now that you've invoked the name, here's Madonna Piranha. God!
We'll just wait.
Picture that full screen.
Well,
That out of your mind.
we'll just wait until Vince McMahon has this whole thing clear up, and he has a wrestler named under COVID-19.
Oh,
Rock,
Corona taker.
you would scare the gay right out of Rebecca Black. Damn.
Oh.
That was fierce. That was way beyond what I wanted, and I hope I never see that again.
I don't think he's talking Sasha Fierce either.
And then this I'll finish up with because it's just interesting. I don't know what to make of it. Sweden as a country is personally challenging Donald Trump. And scientific mainstream thought, which I never thought I would say Trump and scientific mainstream thought in the same sentence, they're refusing to lock their country down. And this is interesting from a cultural perspective. Restaurants and bars are still open in Sweden, playgrounds and schools as well.
Yeah, but they let fucking Muslims rape people, rape women right in the middle of the fucking IKEA. So what the hell do they care about COVID-19?
Well, the thing is, Sweden's strategy was no lockdown, and we rely very much on people taking responsibility themselves.
Well, are people still going to restaurants?
From the country that taxes their citizens at 70%, and in order to pay for all their socialist bullshit.
All I can say when I think of Sweden is Mrs. Higgins. That's all I can think of. As of yesterday, Sweden had 9,141 cases of COVID-19 virus and 793 deaths. And they're not locking down. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is going to be like a petri dish, right?
Didn't Italy just say we're going to have it spread
Shout out.
and get infections?
Quick shout out.
Oh boy, she kidnapped the dog.
Wait a minute. What did you, Topaz?
And Tiger's in here too. Tiger's growling. He's not appreciating it.
Hey, let him see me on the screen. Traitor, you traitorous dog.
The dog or the cat are chilling. So,
You know,
they found
and
their
I
favorite.
wanted to finish with one other thing because it was something driving the other day. It was really interesting coming out of what used to be a very busy plaza, which isn't busy anymore. And there was a homeless guy with a sign and he was begging. And it's like, what happened to the rest of these folks? I mean, there used to be one on every single corner. And it's like, they couldn't be that poor. They're afraid of the virus. But this guy was bold. He was willing to risk everything. And so I turned to Rock.
No, they just migrated back to the high traffic areas.
I want to ask the members of the panel this before we go. I wanted somebody to draw a cartoon, all right? And the little comic strip cartoon would be the picture of the homeless guy, and he would be holding up a sign saying, we'll work for food, and then you would see the next thing, and he'd be in a little segmented area, and he would say, curbside pickup for your convenience. I mean, I want feedback on this.
What?
What curbside delivery?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, vegan only.
I mean, I have proof finally that the people who were begging are not all real. You know, you got to be a real beggar. You know, if you risk the virus, be a man, you know, be a real fucking beggar. Don't be one of those fake beggars, you know, the fair weather beggars. I don't like those people. The
Stand
sunny
in an
day.
exit, sell oranges, you know, as the cars go by.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for Paul Rodriguez.
But he didn't have a mask on. That was the other thing that really bothered me. It's like, dude, if you're gonna play the coronavirus beggar game, which he obviously was trying to do, you got to have gloves and a mask, because nobody's just gonna hand you shit, roll down their window, and let you invade their space. You know, you got to have at least invested in N95 mask and gloves. All right. Just a suggestion for people who are doing the homeless beggar shtick. If you're going to do this right, you can clean up right now. And, you know, and really, I'm giving an entrepreneur an opportunity here in what is one of the greatest times for opportunities if you have the right mindset.
Just have a
That's
sign out
all.
that says, "Will not sneeze on you for food."
Oh, good. They're a little inherent
Yeah.
threat.
Will not
You can't
French
promise
kiss you
cough,
for
though.
food. You
You
know?
can't promise cough.
Yeah.
Or-
will not cough for food.
Will spit shine your windshield unless you give.
Yeah.
Oh, there's all kinds
That's
of
why
good
there won't be
things.
any people in watching a baseball game. They have to have all the players sitting in the stands, and they've got to be about 10 feet apart because half of them still spit.
Did you see the Chicago robbery attempts? There's people using masks and gloves now because they can wear them in public. A lot of
Yeah.
people are. Someone tried to rob someone's house, and a guy just walked in and shot him.
No.
Like, second he walked in, it's like, because there's no fingerprints and identification, so people were breaking into homes at night, and the guy was caught. The guy just walked in, and the guy got up, got his
No,
gun
the
and
two
shot him.
guys were doing it in the daytime, in broad
Really?
daylight, and he was home with his two kids, and the
Wow.
dad the dad shot the one guy dead, and the other one got away. But he had one of those ring things, and so they rang his doorbell, and I guess he had left the door unlocked, and they fucking just got into his house.
Yeah, and yeah.
Y'all think crime's gonna spike up now that all these people are out of work?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yep.
They're also
It
not
always
prosecuting
happens.
as much too. Like, little crimes are not being prosecuted.
Dallas isn't answering any goddamn calls. Be thankful you
Yeah.
live in Houston, by the way, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it for me. I've said everything I want to say, but just remember, fans, you hold the balance of all of this. And there would never have been an XFL if you didn't go to see the games. And by the way, only an average crowd of 14 and 13,000 people saw the games in New York and Los Angeles. And that's really what spelled the end of the XFL, not the coronavirus.
Which it would be an improvement to the Chargers games, by the way.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying that where people actually had a life and something to do, they didn't go see XFL games. But if they were
Yeah, they
piled
didn't
up
go
in
to see
St.
the
Louis,
Chargers play either.
no, but 28,000 were average seeing games in St. Louis because, I mean, really, what is there to do except how many times can you tour the Budweiser plant? Thanks, everybody, for tuning into this edition of Moohead Radio. Back again on Monday, and we're going to do it all over again. And be safe. Make sure that you do the right thing, be smart, and at least think of others. You know, it would be nice. And, you know, if you have an entrepreneurial idea that has to do with raising millions of dollars by getting on your phone, go fuck yourself. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Easter.
See you later.